Mary and her father were looking at houses. They came across this strange-looking house in the fog, and her father really didn't have that much money. So they decided just to check it out and see what it would be like. Mary, I think we found ourselves a house. Mary looked at her father in disbelief. This place? Are you serious? Who buys a house in the middle of nowhere and live? Who would? I mean, who would buy a piece of junk like this? I get your point, Mary, but this is the only house that we can actually see, and you always want to live in the country, right? Yeah, but not like this. It was just I was little. I never wanted to live in the country. I was little. Can't you see that? Okay, look, Mary. I see your concerns, but really, just give this house a chance. And look around the inside. I promise. They got inside, and Mary looked at her room and said, "This is disgusting. How can anyone live here?" Her father walked in. "Well, Mary, you like it?" She turned around, and he saw her face. "Daddy, how could you do this to me? How could you do this to us? This house is nothing like I wanted to live in." Her father looked at her. "Mary, this is the only thing we can actually afford. Well, actually, this is the only thing we can live in, because until we move to a better place, this is all we can live in." Mary looked at her father again. "Well, I guess I can use a little bit of a permit. It's not that bad." Her father smiled and walked away. She thought in her head, "Yeah, this isn't gonna work out at all." Soon enough, it became nighttime, and there was a storm, a really bad storm outside. "Well, there's nothing I can do now. I can just wait out the storm." When it started to come down a bit, she went outside, just because she wanted to get away from that wretched smell inside the house. That smell was disgusting. Just unbearable, disgusting, gross, retching smell. It's gross. She saw a figure, not like anything she'd seen before. It had wings, but she couldn't quite see what it was. It came closer, so she shut her eyes tightly and didn't look up once. Then it spoke. "Mary, my child, open your eyes." She did as she was told, and she saw death itself with wings. Who, who are you?" "I am your death. I can grant you immortal life. I can grant you anything you wish, my child." Mary was scared enough as she was. She was about to run inside, but death stood right in front of her. "Don't run. I said I can grant you immortal life. I can grant you anything you want. Just say it, and it will be yours." Mary looked at death and said, "Anything?" She smiled widely, as wildly as she could at the moment. "Well, now that you mention it," she inhaled sharply, "I want to be free." "Your wish is granted, my child." And death disappeared. Mary was now a killer. Months would pass, and Mary was still the psycho killer she was born to be. However, her father remained unfazed. One day, he took notice of this, as she was laughing maniacally from her room. He ran up to her room and said, "Mary, what's wrong?" She turned around with a bloody face and a bloody shirt. Her father stepped back in horror. "Don't worry, Daddy. I won't hurt you. I just want to go away." Her father, terrified at what she said, fell back in horror. "Mary, don't do this. I love you." Mary just stared at her father and smiled and shook her head no. "That's the problem. You always took advantage of me. You always took advantage of everyone around you. You did nothing." With that, she walked out of the house and down a long, dark road. She walked and walked and walked, mile after mile, day after day, until she couldn't walk anymore. All she did the whole way was laugh and laugh and laugh. She was completely mindless. No one ever talked to her. Whenever they walked past her, they would freeze in horror of their own life, in fact. She just walked the lonely road and never once talked to anyone. She soon found herself at an insane asylum. She smirked and said, "Just my place." She walked inside. No one appeared to be in there. In fact, who would be? It was just abandoned. There were wheelchairs and everything scattered across the walls and floor. She walked into one room and she found a patient on the floor. She kneeled down beside it and said, "Hello, friend." She stood back up and started down the hall again. Never once had she ever possessed a macabre taste of everything. Ever since that day, she has been known to roam asylums, just waiting for someone to come along for her to kill. She walked out of the asylum, and to her surprise, walked into an apocalyptic world. Nothing but fire and redness. Now this is what I like. With nothing around her, she laughed maniacally and said, "Now I will travel to big cities and set fire to all of them. I will be known as Death's Child. I will kill everyone in my As for father, he moved to that same city as he was going to. But that's for another story and for another day.